Republican advisors and donors and even sitting Republicans in the House and Senate have expressed concern in recent weeks over the fact that Donald Trump's 2020 re-election campaign doesn't actually have a message. There is no theme. They're not offering people any reason why they should vote for Trump again. And even in recent interviews on at least two separate occasions on two separate networks, Trump has been unable to answer the question of why should people give you a second term? What do you want to do in a second term? And he can't answer. But now Donald Trump, who has taken on a more hands-on approach to his re-election campaign, he thinks he's come up with the message as to why you should vote for him in 2020, why you should give him a second term. And the reason is because statues. Because we got to protect these dang statues here in the United States, folks, because these violent liberals are tearing them down left and right and, quote, erasing history. And his campaign staff is terrified because they believe that this messaging, that this being the hill he chooses to die upon, is absolutely ridiculous. They think this is stupid because they understand that the polling on the statue issue doesn't show that people give a damn one way or another. Because honestly, folks, they don't. Unless you're like a huge racist out there defending these Confederate monuments, you don't care. That's kind of what happens all over the country. You might care about it briefly for a moment, but then that moment passes. You're not out there, campaigning and protesting, protect the statues, because it doesn't affect your daily life any way whatsoever. It never has and it never will. It's just a statue that's out there that sometimes you drive past it and you're like, oh, there's the statue. If suddenly one day it wasn't, you'd be like, oh, there's no statue. That's it. That is how most Americans view the statue issue. Unless, of course, you believe that it truly does represent your heritage, in which case that's not something to be proud of, because the ones we're talking about, these are the Confederate participation trophies. Or they're ones that were built on stolen land, stolen sacred land from natives here in the United States. But Trump thinks this is the issue, and his campaign thinks he's gone insane because of it. One campaign staffer is on the record as saying, the question now is the statue shit going to work? And they know the answer to that. They know the answer is no. But now that Trump has decided this is going to be his message, this is what he's going to sell, they all have to go out there and act like the statue thing is the biggest issue facing the country today. Forget for a moment that we're in the middle of a pandemic. Forget also for a moment that we have mass protests here in the United States because police officers won't stop murdering African Americans in this country. Those are real issues. Those are actual things that need to be addressed. What about the economy? We've lost 46 million jobs. We got, 4 million of them back, but we still have a net loss of 42 million. That's a problem. Probably need to be working on those jobs, right? No. Trump wants to talk about statues. And so his staff has to talk about statues, and they have to go out there and try to pretend that old neoliberal Joe Biden is somehow a crazy member of Antifa out there being violent and calling for mass hysteria and, of course, the destruction of statues. Most people don't care if the statues go. Most people aren't even aware that the statues are there. I mean, that is how insignificant these statues truly are. And if they are offensive, let's just get rid of them again because nobody cares that they're there. But they do care if it is celebrating oppression. It should go. I can't believe we even have to have a discussion about that. The Confederacy lasted 5 years. It was a treason to the United States itself. Why celebrate it? Why try to act like that's a thing that we need to be reminded of with a statue when we're all taught about it in the history books? Put more money into teaching history and less money into preserving these statues. But for Donald Trump, hey man, keep hitting on it on your campaign because your staff is right. This is a stupid issue that's not going to unite people behind you because they understand nobody really cares if the statues get torn down.
One of today's video sponsors is Vincero Watches. And right now they're offering a very special offer for our Ring of Fire viewers. Just go to vincerowatches.com/ROF and you can get 15% off of your entire purchase. You can also follow the link at the top of the description of the video below. Now, Vincero Watches offers very fine watches for both men and women at an affordable price. And that's what really sets them apart. I want to show you a couple of these watches that they had sent to me as samples here. This is the Chrono S. This is my personal favorite. When I opened the box, I was just in awe of how gorgeous that watch was. This right here is the Rogue. This is also another gorgeous watch, and both of these watches under $300. In fact, all of the watches on vincerowatches.com under $300. They're all gorgeous, all affordable. And as I mentioned, they have men's watches, they have women's watches, they have wallets. They have everything you need to up your style without breaking the bank. And again, right now, go to vincerowatches.com/ROF and get 15% off your entire purchase.